Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brandon Morvillius. Alongside with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Here with Sectional 40 baseball coming your way here this evening from Bulldog Field here in LaPel, Indiana. We have the 5-7 Muncie Burris Owls taking on your 19-9 Wapahani Raiders. Glad to have all you with us here for some Raider baseball. Obviously, postseason play is now underway. We had the first game of the evening with the Frankton Eagles taking on the Shenandoah Raiders, in which Shenandoah won that one by a final score of 10-6. So they advance on to tomorrow night's game against the winner of the Wapahani Muncie Burris game. So should be a very interesting game, if you will, here between Wapahani and Muncie Burris, which we'll talk more about here in our Raiders Live pregame presented by B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law. Muncie Burris, like I said, coming in 5-7 on the year. Wapahani beat them back on April the 17th. That was at, I think, McCullough Field or wherever I think that they play. By final score, again, 12-0 in that one. The Raiders got a great pitching performance. Obviously got the bats going early and often. And looking to do much of the same here tonight. The Raiders so far here on the season with a .298 batting average as a team, 6 home runs, 153 RBIs, 191 total runs scored, also 44 doubles and 2 triples on the season. So getting it done with the bats, then onto the mound. So far here on the year, 173 1/3 innings pitched, a 1.74 ERA, with only allowing 72 runs, 43 of those earned, also 51 walks and 173 strikeouts on the year. So again, these guys, time and again, we've had the great pitching performances. We've had the bats going. It's just about finding that level of consistency. Really, at times for Wapahani, it's kind of been hit and miss here or there, but really for the most part, they've done a fairly nice job here on the season. But now begins the toughest part of the year, and that's sectional play, state tournament play, where it's one and done. If you get beat, it's over with. If you win, you move on to play another day. But you come in here tonight's game. We lost our last time around, which I think was last Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. It was senior night against Monroe Central, in which we lost that game 5-1. If you remember correctly, there we ended up having to play that game in 2 different days. We had a rain out in the top of the 4th inning. Ended up finishing that one. Came back and it was tied at 1. Then things kind of fell apart for us. But hopefully we might get another little crack at them here. But a lot of work still has to be done, without any question about that. On the mound here tonight, folks, Gage Gadberry here for your Raiders. So far here during the regular season, he had a 4-3 record, 33 innings pitched, 1.48 ERA, 21 runs, 7 of those were earned, and also 24 hits, 9 walks, and 30 strikeouts on the season. So Gadberry looking to go hopefully deep into this one here this evening. Got to have a great pitching performance first and foremost. You got to go out here, you got to throw strikes, and he's, for the most part, been pretty consistent on throwing strikes, especially with only having 9 walks. That's not too terribly bad there. So just got to come out, throw strikes, hit your spots, and remain confident throughout the entirety of the ball game here. Then on the defensive side of the baseball, that's kind of been our Achilles heel, so to speak, throughout the season here. We've got to play much cleaner baseball. There's been some times where we've given games away just simply because our defense has kind of fell apart on us. And then offensive consistency. Got to have it going early and often. That's one of the biggest things in baseball is, just being able to come back. Maybe after 1 inning, you don't, can't get anybody on base. A couple innings go through. You can't afford to have that. Especially at this time of the year. You got to have everybody flying on all cylinders, and hopefully the Raiders will be able to have that here this evening from Bulldog Field here in LaPel, Indiana. So, folks, we'll step aside here for a break. We got the national anthem, and then tonight's starting lineups, and then the first pitch, again, between the Muncie Burris Owls and your Wapahani Raiders. We'll step aside here, and we'll be back here with more on the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
When you need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Alrighty, welcome back here, folks. Again, we got tonight's starting lineups coming up here in just a brief moment. Again, between the 5-7 Muncie Burris Owls and the 19-9 Wapahani Raiders. Again, sure do appreciate you all for joining us here this evening. Underneath the lights here tonight from Lapel, and what we hope will be a very successful night for your Wapahani Raiders. Again, we appreciate Lapel High School and the IHSAA for giving us the approval here to broadcast the sectional and giving a nice seat in the house here for us. As we'll go ahead and take a look here at tonight's starting lineup here for the Muncie Burris Owls. Leading off and playing center field, number 3, Rylan Glazer. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 15, Andrew Combs. Batting third and pitching, number 20, Zach Peters. Batting fourth and playing second base, number 8, Matt Minnett. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 20, Anakin Fry. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 9, Adam Combs. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 30, Josh Stevenson. Batting eighth and playing third base, number 6, Chase Myers. And then batting ninth and catching, number 13, Lucas Butler. Again, the Muncie Burris Owls are coached by Noah Wheeler. Now, folks, we'll take a look here at the starting lineup for your Wapahani Raiders. Leading off and playing center field, number 15, Garrett Stanley. Batting second and playing second base, number 21, Riley Porter. Batting third and catching for the Raiders, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb. Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 22, Braxton Davis. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 17, Brevin Rivers. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 4, Luke Willman. He'll be hitting for the pitcher, number 19, Gage Gadberry. Batting seventh, third base, number 16, Nolan Dudley. And batting eighth, the shortstop, number 5, Evan Roush. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 11, Isaiah Brozier. Again, your Raiders are coached by Brian Dudley, assisted by Jason Dudley, Willie Pease, Randy Murphy, Blake Turner, and Shane Summers. Folks, we'll step aside for a break, and we'll be back here with tonight's first pitch right after this. All right, folks, welcome back. Here, Brandon Morvillius again alongside with me as cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Here with the first round of the Sectional 40 baseball tournament coming to you again here from Bulldog Field in LaPel, Indiana. As we again take a look here at the Jones Auto Body defensive alignment here this evening. Out in left field, Isaiah Brozier. In center is Garrett Stanley. Over in right, Braxton Davis. Then around the horn here at third base is Nolan Dudley. Evan Roush at short, Riley Porter over at second, and Brevin Rivers at first base. And then your pitcher here this evening, again with a 4-3 record on the year, Mr. Gage Gadbury. And then hanging the signs, as usual, will be Tyson Lipscomb. So again, that is your Jones Auto Body defensive alignment. So Muncie Burris will come up here. Lead things off here with the center fielder Rylan Glazer here in just a moment. Again, the Raiders, their last time out was against Monroe Central for senior night, which was about a week ago. So I'm sure they're eager to get back at it here and get sectional play underway, as well as Muncie Burris is, as Glazer will now step in here for his first plate appearance of the ball game and get tonight's game underway. So Gadbury will look in there, get a signs, and the first pitch will be a ball inside, 1-0. Gadbury here with a 1-0 offering, a ground ball to the first base side, and that will trail foul. So that will now even things up here at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Gadbury takes a look in there to Lipscomb, gets what he likes, rocks back and fires. In there, called strike 2. So Glazer here in a little bit of a bind early in the count. Down 1 ball, 2 strikes. And strike 3, that will get him swinging for the first down of the inning. And now walking up to the plate will be the shortstop, number 15, Andrew Combs. So again, as I mentioned earlier in our Raiders Live pregame, Wapahani already played Muncie Burris earlier on this season on April the 17th, in which the Raiders won that by a final score of 12-0. So not that necessarily that's always an indication of what's going to happen here tonight, because tonight's a brand new night, and tonight also starts a whole brand new season. But I'm sure that the Raiders definitely like their chances here this evening, but you still got to go out here and make all the plays, as that's a nice play right there for out number 2 of the inning. So Dudley there with the putout right there, 5-3 for out number 2 of the inning. And now we'll have the pitcher, number 20, Zach Peters. So a brief little pause in the action there, and they're not.
No flash photography.
All right, so Peters will stand in here. Gadbury already 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the first. And that'll be swung on and missed. 0-1 here on Peters. Rocks back, fires as Gadbury, called strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. So Gadbury has him essentially right where he wants him right here. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the windup and the pitch. A ball high. 1-2. And that's called strike 3. Pull the chain, so that's going to end the inning here in the top of the first, as Gadbury collects 2 strikeouts, as Muncie Burris collects no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We'll now head to the bottom half of the first, tied at 0. We'll be back with more here on the WHS Network. Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Fannin in 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been serving the community for over 30 years. Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. All right, welcome back. Here's we're about to enter the bottom half of the first inning. Again, Wapahani about to come to the plate here again. We'll start things off here with Garrett Stanley here in just a brief moment. Here, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors here this evening. I'd like to thank University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle, DDS. Greg, along with the rest of his talented dentistry crew, look to solving your unrecognized dental needs with an available patient experience, outstanding treatment, and at cutting-edge dentistry. University Avenue Dental is located at 800 West University Avenue in Muncie, Indiana. Their hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday. So again, a special thanks there to University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle, DDS. Also, a big thanks there to Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Fannin. They're located at 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they've been servicing the community for over 30 years. So if you have any questions or need them to take a look at your vehicle, contact them at 765-284-2593. Again, that is Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. So back to baseball here as we open up this bottom half of the first inning. And again, lead things off here will be the center fielder, number 15, Garrett Stanley. Stanley on the season, batting .337, 6 doubles, also 11 RBIs. And that's going to be a bunt to the third base side. And that's going to be a leadoff single right there, a little bunt single by Stanley. So a great way to get the evening started offensively here for Wapahani, as we'll now see the second baseman, number 21, Riley Porter. So Porter coming into tonight's game, a .297 hitter, 2 homers, 13 RBIs, also 6 doubles on the season. Peters will come to the set. Here's the pitch, and Stanley going on the play as he's in there rather easily at second. Now Stanley will take off for third and be in there standing up. So after the stolen base, I think it was called a ball. So 1-0 the count here on Porter. And now we're going to have a fly ball into center field. That should score the run. Stanley on his way home, and he'll get there in plenty of time, and the Raiders will take an early 1-0 lead. So the old adage here of get them on, get them over, get them in worked out perfectly right there to begin things here for Wapahani.
That is first baseman, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb.
So a sacrifice fly out to the center fielder for out number 1, and now we'll see the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb. In there. So 1-0 the count here on Lipscomb. So 2 balls, no strikes here on Tyson. Lipscomb so far in the year the best hitter overall average-wise here for the Raiders as he rifles down the first baseline well foul. So 2-1 the count. And a ground ball here to the second base side. He'll collect, throw on the first, and that's out number 2. So a 4-3 put out. Will now bring to the plate right fielder number 22, Braxton Davis.
That is the right fielder, number 22, Braxton Davis.
Davis on the season, a .294 average, 4 doubles. Also a triple, and 16 RBIs, as he will pop that up in the infield. Third baseman is there and will make the catch for the third and final out of the inning. So the Raiders do score a run after a leadoff bunt single by Stanley, a stolen base, and an error and a throw to advance him on the third, and then a sacrifice RBI fly out by Porter to score Stanley. The Raiders lead it 1-0 after one inning. We'll be back with more right here on the WHS Network. All right, welcome back, folks, as we are about to enter the top of the second inning here. Again, as we take a look here at things to lead things off, here will be the second base, number 8, Matt Minich. Again, Gadberry had a nice, easy 1-2-3 inning there in the top of the first inning. Pair of strikeouts, one swinging and one looking. As that will be in there, called a strike 0-1 to begin things here on Minich. So a quick 0-2 count to begin the inning here. Minich again in a little bit of a bind here. Gadberry with a pitch. Gets him swinging. Strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night for out number 1 of the inning. Third strikeout now of the ball game for Gadberry. And now we'll see the number 5 hitter in the order, first baseman number 28, Anakin Fry. Didn't miss by a whole lot right there. 1-0 the count. Gadberry rocks back. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Catches the outside part of the plate. Now they even account at 1-1. Very nice pitch. Gadberry coming right back after him. As the count is now 1-2. Gets what he likes once more again, and a ball low and inside. We'll even this count up at 2-2. And that's going to hit him, and also nearly takes out the umpire there. Probably didn't feel too good. So a hit by pitch as Fry will trot on down the first. And now we'll have the left fielder, number 9, Adam Combs, at the plate here in just a moment. So we're going to have a brief little timeout here just so then the home plate umpire can kind of catch himself and take a quick little breather there. So we hope that he's going to be all right.
For Burris is the left fielder.
So we'll have now the left fielder, Adam Combs, at the plate with one on and one out. After the hit by pitch there of Fry, the strikeout there of Minich to open up the inning. And a pitch by Gadberry will be swung on and missed for a strike. So 0-1 on Combs. And a fly ball there. That will head foul. So Combs now in the hole, 0-2. So Combs will step back there into the batter's box. Again, Gadberry on the rubber. We'll take a look in there to Lipscomb. He'll get what he likes, and the pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. So now that will be the second out of the inning. Both of them so far via strikeout.
There's the right fielder, number 30, Josh.
And now the right fielder, number 30, Josh Stevenson at the plate. You know, that is what you can see of him there. We, unfortunately, with the camera angle there, got a pole right in our way. Nothing we can do about it there. But nevertheless, 1-0 the count here on Stevenson. That will be chopped foul behind the backstop area. So 1-1 the count here on Stevenson. Again, you have 2 out, 1 on. As Gadberry looks to shut down the Owls here in the top of the second inning. Here's the pitch. Bit up in the zone right there. Very nice pitch by Gadberry to get him swinging now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So ball fouled off to the third base side as we're going to redo it again here at 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch, just a bit outside, now 2-2. So pitch number 6 of the at-bat upcoming here between Gadberry and Stevenson. And he'll get him swinging as the Raiders are able to shut down the Owls again here in the top of the second inning. Gadberry records 3 strikeouts, strikes out the side, now 5 strikeouts through the first 2 frames. As the Raiders lead at 1-0 after an inning and a half. We'll be back with more from Bulldog Field here in LaPel, Indiana, back on the WHS Network. Bottom half the second inning here on the WHS Network, again with the first round of Sectional 40 baseball coming here from Bulldog Field here in LaPel, Indiana. Again, this is the second game of the evening. In the first game, the Shenandoah Raiders just was able to sneak past the Frankton Eagles there by a final score of 10-6. It was ended up being a lot closer game than what it started out as. It was 10-1 going into the top of the 7th. Frankton was able to plate 5 runs there. Mounted a little bit of a comeback, but just fell a little bit short there. So, again, Shenandoah advances on to tomorrow night's game. Again, between the winner of the Muncie Burris Wapahani game, obviously going on right now. So, 0-2 the count here on the Raiders' first baseman, Brevin Rivers. Fouled back, so Rivers staying alive at 0-2. with the Raiders' designated hitter coming up following him. We have the 5, 6, and 7 hitters of the lineup here in the second, as that's going to get through the left side of the infield. So a leadoff single to begin things here in the bottom half of the second inning for the Raiders. It's always good to see Rivers get going early and often here coming into the night with a .325 average. So now we'll see the designated hitter number 4, Luke Willman. Willman, .321 average, 2 homers, 19 RBIs, also 4 doubles on the season. It's been a real nice piece to this Raider lineup this year. Coming in here as a freshman. Definitely very interesting to see this young man come out here and play the game so far this year, especially with not a ton of experience, obviously at the varsity level until this season. So it's big for him to come out here and have as good a season as he has. It's been a big boost to the Raider lineup. So we'll see if he can give him another boost right here. As that's in there, called a strike. Now 1-1. Gonna apologize there. We do have a man on base. Rivers over there at first. Peters glances over there. And a pitch. We have ball low and away. Now 2-1. Peters will come to the set. Here's a 2-1 offering, and that's going to be a deep fly ball left center field. And it's up against the fence. Couldn't even tell out there. And they're saying it's gone. All right. Well, that's news to us. We couldn't tell all the way out there in left center field if it got out or not. So nevertheless, that is a 2-run shot by Luke Willman as the Raiders now take a 3-0 lead. So probably not the greatest of home run calls right there by myself, but well, I guess we'll take it either way here. Puts a couple runs up on the board, and that's all that matters. So a job well done there by Luke Willman as he takes a 2-1 pitch over the left center field wall. And the Raiders now lead at 3-0 here as we'll now find the third base, number 16, Nolan Dudley, at the plate. So third home run now of the season here for Willman, as Dudley will foul that one off here 0-1 to begin things. Dudley coming into tonight's ball game, a .250 average, 1 homer, 15 RBIs, also 3 doubles. As it's now ball low and away to even a count up here to ball and a strike. So 2-1 now to count on Nolan. Again, played some third base quite a bit this season when Braxton Davis has been on the mound. But Braxton was just moved out to the right field really probably within the last week or week and a half. So it's kind of flip-flopping things here a little bit. Nolan Dudley seeing some more playing time, which is great for him as they kind of switch things up throughout the lineup here. But nevertheless, 2 balls, 2 strikes here on the Raiders' third baseman. Peters will once again come to the set. Here's the 2-2, as that's ball 3 outside to now run the count to full 3-2. So this will already be pitch number 7 in the at bat, and he'll get Dudley swinging. So that'll be out number 1. Still battled in the at bat, just not quite the result he was hoping for. With 1 out now in the inning, we'll see the shortstop, number 5, Evan Roush. Roush on the year. Has really done a very nice job here for himself. Struggled a little bit early on in the season. About the midway part, he started getting things together. But has done a pretty nice job out there at shortstop, and Looking for him to be productive here in the lower part of the order, batting 8th here tonight, as it's now 1-1. So following Roush will be Isaiah Brozier in a 3-0 Raider lead after a bunt single and then a stolen base and then a sacrifice fly there in the first inning to collect an RBI there by Porter. And then the 2-run homer by Luke Willman here in the second. Here's a 1-2. A ball high. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here on the Raider shortstop. Peters here with a 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be fouled off to the right side now to play. So Rouse again staying alive here. That's all you got to do. You just got to stay confident. You know, a lot of guys sometimes, you know, with 2 strikes, they I guess get a little apprehensive and try to swing at a little bit of everything. But a nice job there. We're going to have an error on the shortstop on the play. So Roush will reach base on the error.
Riders the left fielder, number 11, Isaiah Brozier.
And now the number 9 hitter in the order, the left fielder, number 11, Isaiah Brozier. Brozier, .250 average, 2 doubles, 14 RBIs. As the Raiders look to keep on keeping on here in this bottom of the second. They've already played a 2 here in the second inning, but still threatening for more. Peters again comes to the set. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be fouled back. So 0-1. Following Brozier, we'll be right back to the top of the order with Garrett Stanley. So if you can get a couple guys on base with that top of the order coming up, that could definitely spell some more trouble here for Muncie Burris. But we'll see what happens here. Peters has Brozier in the hole here, 0-2. So got to be in protection mode now here if you're Brozier with 1 away in the inning. Rouse takes off for second as that pitch is fouled back. So Rouse getting a little exercise in there. So Isaiah steps back in. Peters will step back on the rubber and take a long look in there to his catcher to see what the next 0-2 pitch is going to look like here. Roush off and running as he'll be in there safely at second with a stolen base. Now 1-2 the count here on Isaiah. One ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch will be again fouled off to the left side out of play. So he's staying around. Still 1-2, 1 out. And again, Roush out there at second base in scoring position. And a pitch by Peters will be laced down the right field line. Roush motoring around third. He'll be heading home. So a nice little RBI single there by Isaiah Brozier to get the Raiders on the board again here in the inning. Now 4 runs through the first inning and a third. So not sure quite yet the conversation is about here between the home plate umpire and the coach here for Muncie Burris. But nevertheless, here now we have a man on first base. Brozier down there at first after the RBI single that scored Evan Roush. So we'll have Garrett Stanley back up here. Second time to the plate here in as many innings. 1 for 1 here so far. Put down a bunt single and then scored a run. Also stole a base. So 1-0 to begin things here on Garrett. Peters again in a little bit of trouble here. We'll see if he can find his way out of it or if your Raiders keep on tacking on some more runs, as the count is now 2-0. Again, Brosier does have some speed over there at first base, so I wouldn't put a stolen base out of the question there, because he can definitely get the wheels a-rolling pretty quickly. So 2-1 the count. Peters again will come to the set and the pitch. And that's going to be a fair ball down the third base line. Brosier will stay. No, they're going to go ahead and send him on home. Stanley will now be in there safely with a stand-up triple and an RBI that scores Brosier. And the Raiders now lead at 5-0. So an RBI triple here of Stanley will again plate Brosier. Now we'll have the second baseman Riley Porter at the plate. Which Porter is 0 for 0 so far this evening as he pops it up down the right field line. The first baseman will drop the baseball, and Stanley will then score on the play. Oh, boy. So, again, the Raiders score another run on the air by the first baseman.
Now batting first base.
And now we'll have the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb. So Lipscomb 0 for 1, grounded out to the second baseman as he pops it up near foul ground. Or actually not in not in foul ground. I was meaning the pitcher's mound. But another little botch right there by the pitcher. Unfortunately there for Lipscomb, though, the infield fly rule applies, so 2 outs now in the inning.
Now batting right fielder Braxton Davis.
So Braxton Davis at the plate, 0 for 1, popped it up to the third baseman in the first inning. So Lipscomb takes second base. First stolen base of the evening here for him. The Raiders have consistently got themselves in scoring position. If not by a hit, then by a stolen base here, and the Raiders have been able to execute rather nicely. As that one's going to be fouled off. So 0-1. Ball low and away. Now even the count up here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Say it's 1 and 2?
1 and 2.
1 and 2, yeah.
Oh, pardon me, though. Now that is 1 ball, now 2 strikes. As Davis pounds one in the left center field, and that's going to go over the center fielder's head. Davis on his way to second. He's going to now make his way to third, and that will be now an RBI triple for Braxton Davis. So now Wapahani leads at 7-0. Second triple now of the inning. The only thing we need now is a double to complete the cycle for the inning. We have a home run, also a couple of singles, and 2 triples. So Rivers now at the plate. So 1-0 the count here on Brevin. 1 for 1 on the night. He singled to begin the inning, as that will now be ball 2. And a pitch by Peters will miss the inside part of the plate now. 3-0 the count. Again, 2 away in the inning. The Raiders have put 6 runs up on the board here in the bottom half of the second, and that's going to be a 4-pitch walk to Rivers. As unfortunately there for Muncie Burris, the woes continue. And now we'll have the designated hitter number 4, Luke Willman, at the plate. And now we'll have a little heart-to-heart conversation here between coach and pitcher and the rest of the infield. So during the mound visit here, I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. Stoops Automotive Group Buick and GMC Dealership, again owned by Randy Stoops, located at 4055 West Clara Lane in Muncie, Indiana. Stoops has a wide variety of brand new and pre-owned vehicles of quality brand names. So if you have an interest in a vehicle, like to know more information about one, you can contact Stoops at 765-288-1903 and also visit their online website at stoopsauto.com. Again, their hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. They're also open Saturday from 8 to 4. So again, a special thanks there to Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC Dealership. Stoops is driven to be the best. So following the mound visit here, we have a 1-0 count now here on Luke Willman. You have runners on the corners. Still 2 out here in the bottom of the second inning, a 7-0 lead here for the Raiders. As that's going to be a ball low in the dirt, we're going to have, well, potentially should have been a play at the plate. But the pitcher didn't get there in time, so that scores another run. And Rivers will now move up to second base on the wild pitch. So go again here, 2-0 on Willman. And another deep drive there in the left field. And that's going to be over the left fielder's head. Rivers can trot on in there comfortably at home. And now Willman on his horse to third. And another triple for the Raiders, their 3rd triple of the inning, as they now lead it 9-0. So you want to talk about putting the hammer down. That is definitely what has happened here in this second inning. So now we'll have the third baseman, number 16, Nolan Dudley, at the plate. Again, his second plate appearance here of the inning. Struck out swinging for the first out. 1-0 the count here. Here's the pitch here by Peters, as that is swung on and missed. Now 1-1. Foul tipped. So 1-2 the count here on the Raiders' third baseman. Again with 2 away and a man on down there at third base in scoring position. Following Dudley will be Roush. We'll wait to see if we'll get to see him a second round here in the inning. It's got a battle here if you're Dudley. Obviously got to protect here with 2 strikes. Let's see if he can find the ability to put the sweet part of the bat on the baseball. And he will foul tip that one into the catcher's glove for the strikeout for the third and final out of the inning. But folks, the Raiders have put an 8 spot up on the board here in the second inning to take a 9-0 lead after 2 innings of play. We'll step aside for a break, and we'll be back here with more Raider baseball on the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here as we open up the top of the third inning. As ball was hit right off the pitcher to lead things off here, so that will be a infield single here for the Muncie Burris Owls here in the top of the third. So that's their first hit of the ball game there by third baseman Chase Myers.
Now batting number 13, Lucas Butler.
And now we'll have the catcher, number 13, Lucas Butler. Number 9 hitter in the order here for Muncie Burris. And here's the pitch, and that's going to be laced into center field. So back-to-back hits to open up this top of the third inning for the Owls. One by Myers, now one by Butler. And back to the top of the order here with the center fielder, number 3, Rylan Glazer.
Number 3, Rylan Glazer.
So Gadberry, a little bit of early trouble here in the top of the third inning as he's able to find the outside corner there, 0-1 on Glazer. Glazer struck out swinging to open up the game in the top of the first inning. Gadberry will come to the set, and the 0-1 drops right on in there for strike 2. In first and second, nobody out here in the top of the third. Gadberry comes to the set. Here's the pitch. And trying to get him fishing right there. But in there for a ball, 1-2. And dribbled. So a foul ball there. Now, again, a 1-ball, 2-strike count with Andrew Combs waiting on deck here for the Owls. Gadberry takes a long look in there, sees what he likes, and the 1-2 will be swung on and missed, strike 3. So a big out right there by Gadberry.
Batting number 15.
That is now his 6th strikeout of the ball game. And now we'll have the shortstop, number 15, Andrew Combs. He grounded out to the third baseman in the first inning. And the pitch here will be a ground ball through the right side of the infield. Davis is going to have to come up throwing, bobbles the baseball. So 1 run will score, and he'll be safe at second there. So kind of caught the Raiders sleeping right there. Not quite sure why that exactly happened, but nevertheless, Muncie Burris does score a run. Now their third hit here in the inning. And they still have him at first and second and only still 1 away. So Myers scored on the play after the RBI single of Combs. Again, Butler now out at second base. And Glazer at first, and now 0-1. Or pardon me, not Glazer at first, Combs at first, now 0-1 here on Peters. Chopping some wood right there, now 0-2 the count. Again, Peters struck out looking in the first. Gadberry will come to the set. And the 0-2. Good job there of holding on that one. Great job by Lipscomb to keep the ball in front. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out. And the 1-2 offering will be a ball in the right field. Davis will get it in a hurry. And the batter's going to be out at home because Peters looked to have injured himself here on the play somehow. Not Not quite sure what he exactly did, but so Peters is out. That's something you don't see every day. So the runners do advance to a second out of the inning here. So that will be a 9-2 put out. That is just very odd. That's not something you necessarily see every day. So again, now 2 outs here in the inning, 2-1. And a brief little pause in the action here. We sure hope that he's going to be all right. But he'll take a stroll on over there to the dugout. So again, 2 away. You have runners at second and third. Butler at third. And Combs at second. And the second baseman, number 8, Matt Minich, at the plate. So Gadberry's got to get down to business quick, fast, and in a hurry right here. He's got to slam the door shut here on the inning. Nice block there by Lipscomb. Did not proceed there with a swing. 1-0 the count here on Minich. Gadberry rocks back. Here's the pitch. Little half swing right there for a strike. 1-1. It's a very nice pitch here by Gadberry. Tying him up. Now we'll see if he goes back away right here, if he stays with the hard stuff in. And a ground ball will get through. So it looks like 2 runners will score. So a 2 RBI double. Again, I can't see anything on the left side of the infield. I'm more relying upon Redbeard over here to tell me kind of what happens. So he's doing the play-by-play for me, so then I can give the play-by-play to you. So again, both runners score. You have a runner out second base. Now a 9-3 ball game, as things have kind of went a little south here for Gadberry here in the third inning. So we'll have a brief mound visit here. Again, the winner of this game will take on the Shenandoah Raiders tomorrow night at a start time of 5 o'clock. Again, here from Bulldog Field in LaPel, Indiana. It's about a good 50-minute to an hour drive from Selma. So a little bit of a nice drive out here. Take the scenic route. Got to enjoy some sunshine on over here. We had some rain earlier on in the day, but tell you what, the LaPel administrators and coaches and everybody has really done a nice job here in getting this field ready here this evening, and looked great and still does. So we're hoping that rain won't be a factor tomorrow. More than likely it probably will be, but we'll keep our fingers crossed either way, as it is 0-1 here on Fry. Drops in there for a called strike 2. Gadberry here with the pitch. And a pop-up in the infield. Dudley will take it and will make the catch for the third and final out of the inning. But hey, Muncie Burris comes right back here in the top of the third inning as they end up scoring 3 runs here on 4 hits. Also no errors and 1 left on. We'll now head to the bottom half of the third. Wapahani leads at 9-3. We'll be back after this break.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven.
All right, folks, welcome back here. Brandon Morvillius alongside with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy here on the WHS Network here as usual as we have the University Avenue Dental inning break here again. So far through the first 2.5 innings here, Muncie Burris 3 runs here on 4 hits, 2 errors, while Wapahani has 9 runs on 7 hits and no errors. So we will see what the bottom half of the third is in store for us here, as it's a 9-3 lead here for your Raiders, and we'll lead things off here in the bottom of the third inning with the shortstop, number 5, Evan Roush. And that's got to be just a little bit behind the hitter there. Again, we do have a new pitcher, and that is Matt Minich. So again, 2-0 the count. And now a pop-up here in the infield by Roush. First baseman's there and will make the catch for the first down of the inning. And that's going to be a ball outside here to the Raiders left fielder, Isaiah Brozier. So 1-0 to begin things. Again, Brozier singled, had an RBI single in the second inning. As that's going to be another pop up there to the infielder. The third baseman comes literally out of nowhere to make the catch. So out number 2 of the inning, took one right away there from the shortstop. So 2 up, 2 down here in the third. As we'll now see the top of the order again here with the center fielder, number 15, Garrett Stanley. Stanley 2 for 2, had a bunt single, a stolen base, and then scored a run in the first, and then a RBI triple in the second. So 1-0 count here on Stanley, as that's laced into center field. So a 3 for 3 day so far here for Garrett Stanley. And now the second base, number 21, Riley Porter. Porter 0 for 1. Had a RBI sacrifice fly there in the first inning. And then an error on the first baseman allowed him to reach base in the second. Stanley off and running. That's a straight steal there. No real threat to get him there as he's in there standing up with another stolen base. So 0-1 the count here on Porter. And the pitch. Another one behind the hitter. Stanley takes off for third, and he'll be in there safely. So just like that, the Raiders are threatening for more. So Minich back at the rubber, Porter back at the plate, and the pitch will now hit him on the old backside, and Porter will now trot on down to first. So we'll just chalk that up for just a little bit of control issues there. I'm sure Minich obviously meant no harm there, but you hate to see that there for his sake. Now, from our standpoint, that gives us another base runner, so we'll take it. So the runner's now at first and third. And that's going to be in there for a ball low and away. 1-0 to begin things here on Tyson Lipscomb. Lipscomb so far is 0 for 2 on the night, also with a run scored and a stolen base. And the pitch. Porter takes off for second, and he'll be in there without a throw. So 2-0 the count. RBI leader for the team is Lipscomb, as he will now line out to center field. So a nice piece of hitting there, but well executed defensive alignment there by the center fielder to make the catch for the third and final out of the inning. So the Raiders do get a couple of base runners here in the inning. Nothing to show for here as they get no runs here on one hit. Also no errors and 2 left on base. We'll now head to the top of the fourth. Again, Raiders lead at 9-3. We'll be back with more on the WHS Network. Alrighty, welcome back after the break here, folks. Again, a 9-3 Raiders lead as we enter the top of the fourth inning. Again, under the lights here from Bulldog Field here in LaPel, Indiana. Again, we do have a new pitcher here for the Raiders. It's going to be number 12, Gavin Noble. So Gadberry goes 3 innings,
Now pitching for
allows
Wapahani,
3 runs, also
Nolan
4 hits.
Sitting off for the
And I believe 6 strikeouts. Yeah, 6 strikeouts, also a hits batter. As that's going to be a ball high, 1-0 to begin things here on the second baseman, Adam Combs. Fouled off to the third base side. Now to even a count up here, to ball and a strike. Again, we'll give you the numbers here on Gavin here in just a moment. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. A ball low and away now, 2-1. So Noble here on the season, 1-0 overall, 12 innings pitched, a 0.00 ERA. So that's what we like to see, hanging up some zeros out there. Also has given up 5 hits, 3 walks, and 21 strikeouts. And a pop-up to the left side of the infield as Dudley is over there in foul ground to make the catch for the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 30, Josh.
So with 1 out now, we'll have the right field number 30, Josh Stevenson. Again, of what you can see of Stevenson there in the camera shot. Here's a pitch by Noble, swung on and missed for a strike 0-1. Stevenson struck out swinging in the second, 0 for 1 on the night. And the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. And fouled off to the third base side. So we'll redo it here again at no balls and 2 strikes. Again, 1 away here in the inning. The third baseman, Chase Myers, on deck. And the pitch from Noble will again be fouled back out of play. Still 0-2. Here's the windup and the pitch. Ground ball to second base side. There's Porter. He'll collect and throw for out number 2 of the inning. Well, 4-3 action there as they will get Stevenson. So now he's 0 for 2 on the night. And now to the number 8 hitter, Chase Myers.
Now batting number 6, the third baseman, Chase Myers.
So Myers 1 for 1 with a run scored. There's the pitch from Noble. Little squibbler off the bat there, 0-1 there as he fouls it off to the right side. So we got no balls, 1 strike on Myers. 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning, and with the Raiders leading at 9-3. Ball low now, 1-1. And the winner of this game will take on Shenandoah tomorrow night at 5 o'clock, same place. And a little dribbler back to the pitcher. Noble sets his feet, throws on the first, and that's that to end the inning. So Noble shuts down the Owls here in the top of the 4th inning as they collect no runs on no hits, also no errors, and nobody left on. We'll now head to the bottom half of the 4th. Again, Wapahani with a 9-3 lead. We'll step aside and we'll be back right after this break.
When you need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
All right, folks, welcome back. Here we have the bottom half of the 4th inning here on tap here for you with the first round of the Sectional 40 baseball tournament. Again, with a 9-3 lead here for Wapahani, as we'll lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th with right fielder number 22, Braxton Davis, as it's in there first strike, 0-1. Braxton so far tonight is 1 for 2. Popped it up to the third baseman in the first inning and then had a RBI triple in the second inning. Or rather, a 2 RBI triple. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And that's going to be down to third right there. Nice play and nice recovery there by the first baseman somehow, as that will be out number 1 of the inning on a 5-3 putout. First base, number 17, Brevin Rivers, now at the plate. And that's going to get through the left side of the infield, so a single again here for Brevin Rivers, as he is now 2 for 2, also with a couple runs scored.
Number 4, Luke Willman.
So Luke Willman will now step to the plate with 1 on and 1 out. Willman is 2 for 2. And another one right through the left side of the infield, the 5 and 6 hole. Rivers taking off for third, and he will be in there standing up, and also Willman will head on in there as well to second. So second and third, again 1 away, and third baseman Nolan Dudley at the plate, 0 for 2 tonight so far. Pair of strikeouts. I'm sure he'd like to clear his mind of that and clear the stat book of that with one real nice swing of the bat right here. See if he can get a base hit or just get on base somehow, some way. So in the hole here, 0-1. Swung on and missed strike 2. Again, that pitch on the outside, definitely, you can tell he's opening up the hips a little too much right there. Might want to stay closed and shoot it on the right field. And here's the 0-2. Swung on and foul tipped in and out of the catcher's glove. So Dudley will stay alive in the at-bat here. Again, 0-2. And gets him swinging for strike 3. So second out now of the inning, as we'll now
Number 5,
put our hopes in here to Evan Roush to push a couple runs across the plate here with 2 out here in the inning. A ball high, 1-0. Roush so far here tonight 0 for 1, or actually 0 for 2, pardon me. He reached base on an error by the shortstop in the second, scored a run, and then popped it up to the first baseman in the third inning. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Match will come to the set and the pitch. And a ground ball to the shortstop. Throw was on the first, and that's going to be a throwing error. Both runners will score on the play. Nice hustle there by Willman. A bad throw, so E6 on the play again. Scores both runners, now to make it an 11-3 lead for the Raiders. So now Brozier at the plate. And Roush takes off for second, and there is Roush safely with another stolen base. So 1-0 the count here on Isaiah Brozier. And a pop-up in the foul ground on the first base side, and nobody will be there to make the play. So even in the count up here at 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, the Raiders have already plated 2 runs here in the 4th after the throwing error by the shortstop. And a ball outside, now 2-1. Brozier 1 for 2 tonight. RBI single in the 2nd. Also scored a run and then popped it up to the third baseman in the 3rd. A ball inside now will run the count to 3-1. So again, Roush at second base. 2 away in the bottom of the 4th. Raiders lead it with 11-3 cushion here, and that's going to get by the catcher. Brozier will head on down to first, making the turn to go towards second, but he will stay put at first base on the walk. So now Wapahani will have him at the corners.
There's a center fielder, Garrett.
So back to the top of the order with Garrett Stanley. We'll see if Stanley can continue his hot start to the ball game. 3 for 3, a couple of runs scored, and also an RBI and a stolen base, or actually rather 2 stolen bases. And now that's going to hit Stanley to load the bases for Riley Porter. So Brozier now moves up to second. Stanley at first. Roush at third. So you got plenty of speed on the bases as of right now. With Riley Porter at the plate again coming into tonight's game. Porter with 13 RBIs on the season. And we'll see if he can cash in right here, right now, as that's going to be a ball low. Nice job there by the catcher to smother that pitch. So 1-0 the count on Porter. So everybody looks to be all squared away. The pitcher back on the rubber. Porter back in the batter's box. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be a deep fly ball in the center field. And the center fielder's there to make the catch. So the Raiders tack on a couple more runs here in the bottom half of the 4th inning as they get 2 runs here on 2 hits, also an error, and 3 left on base. We'll now head to the top of the 5th, again here from Bulldog Field. 11-3 Wapahani. We'll be back with more here on the WHS Network. All right, folks, here we are with the top of the 5th inning. Again, the Raiders on top here, 11-3, as we enter the inning here with the catcher, number 13, Lucas Butler. So 2-0 the count here on Butler. And just a little low now, ball 3. And that's going to be a leadoff 4-pitch walk to the number 9 hitter in the order. That is the first walk issued of the evening by a Raiders batter. We do have a hit by pitch back in the second inning there to Fry, but other than that, not a whole lot of free passes here for Muncie Burris. They've definitely had to earn everything they've gotten through this point of the ball game. So to the top of the order here with Glazer, as it is 0-1. Glazer 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts on the night. Both of them swinging. And a pitch by Noble will be swung on and missed. Now 0-2. Ball high. One ball, 2 strikes. Noble gets the signs and fires to the plate as that one's fouled back to the backstop again, as we'll do it again here at 1-2. Get a leadoff walk there to Butler's. He's on down at first with nobody out. Swung on and missed. The third strikeout of the night there of Glazer for out number 1 of the inning. And now the shortstop, Andrew Combs. Combs 1 for 2. Grounded out to the third baseman in the first inning, then singled and scored a run in the third. So we're looking for Noble to hopefully roll up a double play right here to end the inning. We'll see what happens as that's a ball high and out of the zone, 1-0. Popped up. Foul out of play. Now a 1-ball, 1-strike count here on Andrew Combs. And that's going to be caught by Brevin Rivers. Laying out for it right there, seeing some action over there at first base. Job well done there, Rivers, with the grab and foul ground, full extension and all, for out number 2 of the inning. Again, with Butler down at first base, that will be in there for a strike, 0-1.
Batter's number 14, Taylor Beard.
Swung on and missed. Now 0-2 the count. And a third down to second. He is dead left to right on that one. He gone. Lipscomb throws the missile down to second. Nabs the runner at second base for the third and final out of the inning. So Muncie Burris did get a leadoff base runner after a 4-pitch walk. Nothing to show for here in the inning as they collect no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll head down to the bottom of the 5th. Again, Wapahani 11, Muncie Burris 3. We'll be back with more on the WHS Network. Stop on in at Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Payne in the 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops. And which they have been serving the community for over 30 years. Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality.
Tyson Lipscomb.
All right, here bottom of the fifth inning here from Bulldog Field here in Lopella, Indiana. Again, we appreciate you all for joining us here this evening for the first round of Sectional 40 baseball tournament play. And again, 11-3 Raider lead. And that's going to be shot into right field there by Lipscomb. So a great way to lead things off there by the senior catcher. So Tyson kind of fell on some hard luck through the first couple of bats there. He hit the ball hard, but not a whole lot to show for. But hit the ball hard there. Results came and got his first hit of the night there as the Raiders are off and running here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Now we'll have the right fielder Braxton Davis at the plate, 1 for 3 on the night with a 2 RBI triple. As that's a ball, 1-0 to begin things here on Davis. Throwing behind the runner. So now 2-0. And here's the pitch. Ground ball there to the third baseman. Throws down to second, and that's going to get by the shortstop in the right field. So another miscue there by the Owls. Cost them big time as the Raiders now have them on the corners with still nobody out here in the inning. Fourth there now of the ball game.
Batters number 17, Brevin Rivers.
Take one out. End it right here.
So Rivers at the plate here. He's had a very nice night at the plate here. 2 hits, also a walk, and 3 runs scored. That's going to get by the catcher, so another run will score here for the Raiders. Davis now moves up to second base. And so now a base hit will end it right here. The Raiders up 12-3, only need one more run for the mercy rule, if you will. So again, 1 ball, no strikes here on Brevin Rivers. And that's going to now plunk Rivers. So now he'll trot on down to first. So again, first and second now, and we'll have Luke Willman at the plate here in a moment. Now, looks like we potentially might have a pitching change. As of right now, it looks like we just got a mound visit. So the mound visit's over with. They're going to stick with the same pitcher. Willman, again, will stand in at home plate, 3 for 3 on the day. Or rather on the night here, had a 2-run homer in the second, then a triple and a double, so only needs a single for the cycle. And, well, I'll just tell you this much right here, right now. This would be a great time to get that single. They'll score the run. The Raiders will win it. He'll have the cycle. And move on to bigger and better things here. A little nub shot. And a play down to first, and he's going to be safe. So Luke Willman will hit for the cycle for the Raiders. So the bases are now loaded. Davis at third. Rivers at second, Willman at first, and the third baseman Nolan Dudley at the plate. And he needs something good for him to happen right here, right now. I think Dudley's fallen into a little bit of hard luck here this evening at the plate. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. I hate to see that for the young man, but he can change his misfortunes right here. A ball low and away now, 1-1. One ball, one strike to Dudley in the pitch. And that's going to be popped up in the infield. The pitcher's there and will make the catch for the first down of the inning. And so now we'll have the shortstop, number 5, Evan Roush, at the plate. Roush so far 0 for 3. He's reached base on an error 2 times and then popped it up to the first baseman and down the right field line as the umpire ducks for cover. That lands in foul territory. We got a little bit of everything going on here tonight. So glad that the umpires can bring some entertainment as well and have a little fun out there, while also dodging a baseball there, make sure not to get hit. So 0-1 the count. Again, bases tanked, 1 out, and that's inside a ball to even the count up here at 1 ball and 1 strike. And there we go, fly ball in the right center field, and that's going to be over the head, and that's going to win the ball game, folks. And the Raiders win it here by a final score of 13-3 in 5 innings. After the RBI single from Evan Roush to score Braxton Davis. The Raiders again now will advance on to tomorrow night's game right back here at 5 o'clock against the Shenandoah Raiders. We'll step aside here for a break, and we'll have the Raiders Live post game coming up on the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here with the Raiders Live post-game report here on the WHS Network, again presented by their University Avenue Dental Greg Pyle, DDS. Again, final score here this evening, your Wapahani Raiders win it in 5 innings over the Muncie Burris Owls, 13-3. The Raiders got the scoring often here throughout the ball game through the 5 innings here. Scored a run in the first inning after the sacrifice fly RBI by Porter that scored Garrett Stanley after a bunt single to lead off the ball game there by Garrett. And then the Raiders plated 8 runs in the second inning, led there by a 2 RBI homer rather from Luke Willman. Also Rivers had a great night tonight. I mean, everybody 1 through 9 got the job done here this evening at the plate on the defensive side of the baseball as well. Just a job well done. Luke Willman hit for the cycle here this evening, folks. Again, a 2-run homer in the second inning, and then added a triple, an RBI triple, then in the second inning as well, and then a double in the fourth, and then a single here in the fifth. So, again, congratulations there to Luke Willman for the cycle here for your Wapahani Raiders, but more importantly, the Raiders got the win. Big win here tonight to begin things here with the state tournament Class 2A Sectional 40 here from Lapel. It was a great night here for baseball. Again, good pitching performance here. Gage Gadberry got through the first couple innings there and did quite well. First 2 innings, mowed the hitters down, had 5 strikeouts through the first 2 frames, ran into trouble there in the third, and unfortunately got taken out after 3 innings. Gavin Noble then came in for the final 2 innings of the ball game, pitched rather well, and so it was just a kind of a balance there. It was unfortunate there for Gadberry, but really for the most part he pitched pretty good. Just ran into a little bit of trouble. Noble bailed him out there and kept the score right where it was, and the Raiders just tacked on a few more runs there and was able to get a 13-3 victory here tonight. So, folks, again, we'll be back at it tomorrow night, right back here, same place. Different time, though, 5 o'clock start time for this one tomorrow night. Again, weather permitting. Mother Nature continues to pour some rain on us. And so we'll see if that becomes a factor or not. I would imagine it probably will due to the forecast that we've been seeing the last day or so. But we'll wait. We'll see what happens. But, again, tomorrow night, again, weather permitting, 5 o'clock, right back out here from Bulldog Field in Lapel, Indiana. It'll be the Shenandoah Raiders taking on your Wapahani Raiders at 5 o'clock. That will be the first game of the evening. And then again, they'll have the second game following that, again, all weather permitting. So we'll make sure and let all of you know on our Facebook and Twitter pages. So make sure, get on there, look for that sometime tomorrow whenever we hear any kind of word, whether or not if we will be not playing. Again, we'll post more tomorrow morning about us playing, and then if we hear anything different, then we'll post that as well. But as of right now, 5 o'clock tomorrow night. So a great win here tonight. 13-3 final score here this evening. Again, we appreciate you all for watching. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors here this evening. Jones Auto Body, Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC Dealership, University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle, DDS, as well as B. Joseph Davis, Attorney at Law, FC Tucker, Muncie Realtors, Ted Cook and Joanne Davis, and the Liberty Perry Alumni Association, all proud sponsors of us here on the WHS Network. So, folks, I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Thanking all of you. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow night right back here on the WHS Network.